Colin Powell, again, has talked a lot about this. He put together a book called The Leadership Secrets of Colin Powell. And he identifies 7 key elements of character. And they are amazingly similar to, what I talk about in From Purpose to Promise Driven Life. And but those 7 elements are, number 1, courage. And here he includes moral, physical, spiritual, and mental courage. And courage, as you know, is it's an internal thing, and it's internal and it's intangible, but it's very real. And it speaks to one's character, and it's usually founded on what are you committed to? What are you committed to? Are you committed to yourself? Are you committed to things that are ethereal, if you will, or material? Or are you committed to something that's much bigger than yourself, much more powerful than yourself? That will determine your level of courage. His second element of character is compassion. Character usually always involves being kind to other people. Kindness is just it's a wonderful thing, and again, it's magnetic, it's attractive, and it brings people to you. The third element of character from Colin Powell's perspective is loyalty. Loyalty. People with character are loyal to those with whom they work. And that loyalty is known about, that loyalty is felt, is palpable in the minds and the hearts of the people that are interacting with those who have character. People, the fourth piece of character from Powell's perspective is honesty. And that seems to me would go without saying. You got to be honest. And then fifth, he mentions integrity, which in my view is a step up from honesty. You can be honest about a situation without being integrous about it. And sixth, selflessness. And here he's saying that a person of character is usually other-centered. And as you know, that's one of the central pieces of promise-driven leadership, being other-centered. And if you think over the years of the progress of people, period, but certainly of people of African descent, those who have led the movements and been responsible for major paradigm shifts and stretching of the envelope, they have been selfless. They have been sacrificially selfless, sacrificially other-centered. And then his seventh element of character is, in fact, sacrifice. People of character tend to be people who are willing to give to others, give because giving is living, give because giving is sharing, give because giving is caring, give because giving is loving, and it is through giving that you live a lot. You live more by giving than you do by receiving. And those who are generous, generous to the point of sacrifice, tend to live at their highest and best. Now, so we mentioned integrity. Now, integrity is at the heart of character. Without integrity, character falls apart. Stephen Carter wrote a book on integrity, and he says things like integrity is being the same inside and outside. Integrity is what a person does when no one is watching. Integrity comes from the Latin word integer, which means one, or which means whole number, or wholeness, or complete, or undivided. And as you can see, as we look at the meanings that he gives to integrity, you can hear some of what we have already said about character. So integrity is essential to character. A person with integrity is confident in the knowledge that he or she is living rightly. This person does not have to look over their shoulder because they know that they're doing what they said they would do, and they're doing it the way they said they would do it. So that, as we said earlier, one could be honest without having integrity. You can say what is true, but you could very well not mean the person any good that you're saying it to. You may be saying it to them to hurt them, which happens so often when people are glad that they know a truth that nobody else knows about somebody that they do not like. Oftentimes they want to volunteer to be the one to go up and tell them that truth, and it is a truth, but the purpose of it is not to give them the truth. The purpose of them is to injure them as best they can. Honest, not integrous. And you'll find that religions of all stripes, from all perspectives, all have integrity at the core of their beliefs. They all say the same thing about integrity. It's at the core of character. And so you have honesty, of course, is very important. But going higher, you have integrity, and honesty is like being truthful. But you know, everybody being truthful is not necessarily being integrous, as I gave in the previous example. So you have honesty. Going higher, you have integrity, and then going even higher, and to the highest, you have character, which is who you are, which includes being truthful and having total alignment with who you are and where you are and with what you are saying and how you are saying it, and also being moral at the same time. Your intentions are honest and moral and righteous, in addition to your sayings and your behavior. And so promise-driven people are concerned about their character, and they want to have and seek to have and must have the highest level character in order to effectively be a promise-driven leader.